apropos of this whole conversation about elitism and within the Democratic Party establishment and all of that, I want to make a point, and particularly, we talked a little bit in the last segment with Nathan J. Robinson, a lot about elitism and a little bit about Beto O'Rourke. I just want to make this point because I think it's salient and important for what we're going to see in the primaries coming up. At least I hope we do. This is a clip from an article in the Washington Post. The headline was "Bernie Sanders sounds less radical, quote unquote, than he did in 2016 because Democrats have moved their way." And this really applies, in my mind, not just to Bernie, but to the whole kind of landscape of the Democratic Party and the Democratic primary. It was this paragraph that caught my eye. It names a woman, Kimberly Pudlow Shermer, and it says as follows: she voted for Clinton in the 2016 primary because she wanted to break the ultimate glass ceiling and elect a woman as president, which, by the way, is something that I 100% understand. This goes on to say about Ms. Pudlow Shermer: she wore an "I'm with her" sweatshirt to Sanders' afternoon rally at a Courtyard Marriott near the state capitol in Concord. But the 50-year-old said she won't vote for any of the women seeking the Democratic nomination in 2020. Quote, "I'm one of the hindsight is 2020 people. I'm definitely going to vote for Bernie. I do like them all, but the only one I see who really understands the middle class is Sanders." Now, I quote that not to promote Bernie Sanders over the women in the race, and not even, I think Elizabeth Warren understands the middle class too. So it's not even necessarily that I completely agree with what this woman is saying. Why I think it's significant is this. I think the pundit class and then the sort of viperous sharks on social media, the aggressive centrists and so on, I think they misread the mood of the Democratic electorate right now. I've talked endlessly on this show about polls showing that the majority of Democrats, for example, want the party to move left and come up with a new generation of leaders. I've talked about the fact that the same polls tend to show that the most left-leaning and the most change-oriented of all Democrats are respectively women, people of color, and that those least open to change tend to be white males. Now, I say this all for a reason. I say this because I think it's important to recognize as we go into the primary season that the so-called Bernie-Hillary split and everything it represents is really, I think, a lot of heat and light around a very small group of people. And when you get out there among the voters, people really want change. They really want to rebuild the working class. They want to eliminate poverty. They want a more humane foreign policy. I think this is going to be a very different conversations than the centrists suspect it will be and that they expect it to be. And I think they're going to be very disappointed.